So before I go into the 3 requirements to be a member of Team Fierce Fit and Faithful, it is very important to me that I share with you our mission statement. It's as follows. We are a community of women finding our identity and hope in Christ as we encourage each other with love and accountability on our health and fitness journeys. That has been our mission statement since day one, and I am super proud of it. So let's talk about the 3 requirements to be a team member here in Team Fierce Fit and Faithful. First, let me say that these requirements and the whole premise of the group is based upon a season of prayer where I was seeking the Lord in formulating this group from the ground up. There are a lot of different health and fitness groups out there, lots of weight loss groups, diet groups, and what have you, all of which, or many of which, are wonderful and have a lot of great things to add. But it was really important to me that this group be set apart from a traditional weight loss group or traditional nutrition group, because I really want us to always keep Christ right at the center. Keep Christ at the center of our health and fitness journeys. So our requirements are centered around that and around accountability. If you've watched the video that I did talking about where did Team Fierce Fit and Faithful come from, you know that daily accountability was a huge game changer for me in my health and fitness journey. So I'm a huge believer in it, and I know it can seem very awkward, but I believe that it is extremely important. The scriptures also tell us that we aren't meant to do life alone, so accountability is key. So the 3 requirements are as follows. Number 1, you commit to checking into the group a minimum of twice a week. I'm going to say check in daily. I think this group is fantastic. I think with all the things that are out on social media, I love the value add and the positive encouragement and the great things that come out of this group. But minimum, you've got to check in twice a week. And ideally, that's not just a like or a love on someone else's post. You have something of value to add to this group, whether it be a recipe or even an encouragement or recognizing another team member, or come in here and ask for prayer. If you're in a place where you're stuck, you've hit a plateau, you don't want to do anything to benefit your health and fitness journey, that's why we are here, is to come together, ask for prayer, rally around each other. So come into this group a minimum of twice a week in one way or another and add some value, or at minimum comment on someone else's post who they themselves added some value or asked for prayer or shared some kind of win, okay? The second requirement actually comes down to the way that we run the team here. So we go in what are called cycles. And right now on May 30th, we are actually in cycle 9, which is amazing. But we have cycles in here which are simply just, by definition, a set period of time. A set, and whether it be 28 days, 21 days, 42 days, or 60 days, it's a set period of time that we agree to really hone in on some specific goals for our health and fitness journey. And again, we are publicizing those therein to keep each other accountable. So right now, for example, we're in a cycle that started on Monday, which was May 28th, and it will run through June, I'm sorry, I don't know this off the top of my head, but I believe it's June 12th. It's a 4-week cycle. So during each cycle is where the second requirement comes in. The second requirement is that you will commit to some kind of exercise, some kind of movement each cycle. And the catch to it is that it has to be specific. It can't be, well, during this cycle I'm going to get to the gym more, or I'm going to take my dogs for a walk more frequently. No, that's not measurable. We want to talk something more measurable that we can set ourselves up to which we can succeed and attain. So this would be something else, something more specific to fulfill your requirement. During this cycle, I'm going to go to the gym for 30 minutes, 4 times a week, and I'm going to take the dog for a walk once a week for at least 30 minutes. That's specific, that's measurable, that's trackable. We can keep you accountable on that. Or during this cycle, I'm going to do an at-home fitness program. I'm going to start 21-day fix, and I'm going to press play on that and do it start to finish. So That was easy, very specific, very measurable. We have folks in here that are runners, marathon runners, we have CrossFitters, we have weightlifters, we have at-home fitness folks, strength training. We have a little bit of everything. And in my book, as long as you're doing something, that's fantastic. So whatever it might be, I do ask that you commit to some kind of exercise for each cycle. The third requirement is that you commit to pray for the team. In our society, it is so simple, so easy, and it's a slippery slope to go in and start really focusing on what we see in the mirror, the numbers on the scale, the inches that are coming off or coming back on. And although those are good measurements and good ways for us to track progress, it is definitely not the way we want to define this team. We are not about outward appearances and outward adornments, and I think that in this day and age it is really simple to switch from opening our health and fitness journey up to Christ and asking other women to keep us accountable in that to how good do I look. And although, again, we have someone who's planning her wedding right now. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look beautiful in a wedding dress and working hard to do that, but that will not define her as a woman or as a bride, and certainly is not going to define our team here. Okay? So the prayer is that we always stay centered on Romans 12:1. I ask folks to stay prayerful about the team, and then I also ask folks to stay prayerful about the team members. As I said a moment ago, I encourage everyone to come in here and offer prayer requests, to request prayer, to offer prayer in return. And so if you see a post like that, I am asking you to commit to pray for that person. And I think that in doing so, we can keep the focus where it should be and stay centered on what's most important. So to recap, the 3 requirements to be a member of Team Fierce Fit and Faithful. Number 1, you commit to checking in here to the team a minimum of twice a week. Number 2, you commit to a certain exercise or movement plan or whatever you want to call it for each cycle, and you will be asked to share that so that we can keep each other accountable. And number 3, you commit to pray for the team. Pray that we stay focused on our mission, and pray for your fellow team members. All right? Thank you so much for being here. So glad to have you.